Blessings to everybody. Thank you for the opportunity to be able to be in company with so many people who are willing to be vulnerable and to share. Mine is probably the most recent, I think, I'm not sure, but I had connected with an individual of the same gender, and I've had throughout my childhood, up until even this moment, um, dealing with bisexual tendencies. Anointed, called of God, and all of that, but did not have an opportunity to really dig into those issues and unpack them. Um, no excuse to it, just what it is. I connected with an individual. It's what they call a sneaky link.
All right.
Yeah. And in that moment, he recorded it. I was aware of the recording. Prior to it was asked if he could record, and I thought it would be for his personal pleasure, so to speak. Again, I preface this all by saying it was not right, it was wrong, but that's where I was in that moment. I had to acknowledge where I was. Later on that same day, he posted it. He's a content creator, so this is someone who does this as their main or one of their sources of income or whatnot. I called him immediately when I was made aware of it and said, "Why did you do that? You know, please take it down. I didn't give consent for that, etc." He hung up on me. I called back, and he had blocked me. That was the last I'd ever heard from him. Um, that evening, you can imagine, I did not sleep. I have a wife and three beautiful sons. Pastor a church in South Florida for 14 years at that point. And family, loved ones, all of that. So the weight of that shame sat on me. For the first time ever in my life, I pulled out my life insurance policy. And while church folk laughed at it, while friends distanced from me, I contemplating getting rid of myself. This is the first time I'm saying much of this openly at all, so bear with me if I'm a little shaky about it. Um,
Thank you. This is powerful.
at the end of that night, I wrestled and I said, well, I thought of my sons. And I said, well, do they live with the shame of having a father whose infidelity of that nature? Because, there's usually grace for heterosexual falls. But when it comes to the same gender, homosexual, what does the scripture say? You can fall 7 times, get up. But most folks have their preferences to how you're allowed to fall.
Yeah. This is good.
And I fell in a way that most folks don't think you can come back from.
Yeah.
Whether it's due to it being sin, which, by the way, my theology has not changed. I still believe in what I believe in, which is the fundamental conservative interpretation of the Bible. But I do believe that the approach to my situation and situations like it needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
Because it's more of it than we think.
Yeah.
That night, I decided I'm going to have to live for my sons,
Wow.
for nobody else.
Wow.
A dead dad or a bisexual struggling dad.
Yeah.
Which one? I decided to live.
Wow.
At least for that day.
Thank you. Come on, give God praise for that, church.
And now I'm still in the process of healing. I have gone through maybe 2-3 therapists. My spiritual leadership has been involved, and very few of the people I pastored have actually been in touch with me, but I understand that. We'll get into that, I guess, later. I understand the different responses from different people. But now I live here in Atlanta, and I am teaching back in the classroom, which was my original profession, and doing some other things in terms of side hustles, as they would say, trying to make up the difference from going from full-time ministry of a growing church to now being the poster boy for what goes wrong when you think you're secure and you're not.